Hello again, it's Omar Oakes from the Media Leader at Connected TV World Summit, the Media Leader Live. I'm here with Paul Gubbins from Publica by IIS. Paul, how are you? Thank you for coming, and what did you do today at Connected TV World Summit?
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. It looks like it's even bigger than last year, so it's great to see so much interest around the growth of addressable TV in Europe. Today I was very lucky. I was moderating a discussion with ITV, Sky and EssenceMediacomX, talking about the evolution of broadcasters, but also how those on the buy side are thinking about planning and buying streaming audiences. Lots of conversation really about the intersection of programmatic and the biggest screen in the household. So how can advertisers unlock the sight, sound and motion of television, but then really harness the precision of digital advertising and all of the data that's now being made available to them from all of these streaming services and big TV OEMs.
What were the key takeaways from what you talked about?
I think I first came to this event probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and programmatic was very much on the periphery of many of the conversations around television. Today, it's been very much front and centre. So the panel that I moderated earlier, there was lots of kind of debate around what programmatic actually meant and how programmatic was unlocking incremental value for broadcasters. And Jay was providing some really interesting insights actually around Planet V, ITVX, and how they're enabling it much easier for new advertisers to enter television for the very first time. EssenceMediacomX providing some great insights around the types of functionality that those on the buy side are now looking for from their streaming inventory. We got into the weeds a little bit around shoppable ads and whether or not younger viewers would expect short-form content versus long-form content.
Yeah,
so
what's your view on shoppable? I mean, I keep hearing different things. I mean, it feels intuitive that actually, because everyone's had it where they're watching a TV show and it's like, oh, maybe for us as men, we like what that guy was wearing on this particular show, and then you have to Google it and find out the retailer, etc., etc. I mean, do you see that as a big growing opportunity, shoppable TV? Will it be a huge thing in 5 years?
Personally, just looking at my own viewing habits and the way that I like to engage with content, I think shoppable is going to be a really big area of growth in streaming. We're already seeing a lot of excitement around retail media. There's a lot of excitement clearly around CTV, and I think those two worlds will continue to converge, and that's going to be a great opportunity for those on both the buy and sell sides. But then I guess we'll be discussing who owns attribution. In a shoppable environment on television, is that the streaming service? Is that the OEM? Is it the operating system of the OEM? Is it the smart speaker? Is it the mobile phone? I don't know the answer to that question, but I think once everybody's concluded that yes, there will be more shoppable formats, then everyone's going to be asking that broader question around, okay, well then, what does attribution actually look like, and what does measurement look like, and how would that work?
Yes, and attribution is a key issue all over digital advertising. And finally, what trends are you seeing more broadly in the connected TV space, or indeed, what should happen to make this sector more efficient, equitable, whatever it should be?
There's been a lot of discussion today around the user experience. I think for a number of years the user experience has been quite clunky in streaming, and that's because lots of streaming services haven't necessarily been working with ad servers such as Publica that have been built from the ground up around the nuances of streaming. And to unlock the true value of CTV ad breaks, streaming services really need to think about how they construct a linear-like experience for their viewers, so their viewers aren't bombarded with the same ads back to back. The ads aren't much louder than the content that they're watching. The ads aren't in a different language from the content they're watching, so they can lean into that streaming service. There is so many different AVOD and FAST services now launching that there is no shortage of good quality content to watch. So one of the quickest ways a streaming publisher can lose a viewer is by delivering a poor experience. And we've also found that those on the buy side now are asking much more informed questions around the streaming inventory that they're targeting. They're looking for contextual insights. They're looking for first-party data. They're looking to access it in a programmatic way. So again, a lot of the conversation and debate today has been around building an intelligent ad break, and more importantly, how that can help streaming publishers to make more money, but also to encourage advertisers to target their inventory, I guess.
Amen. It's something that I've written in my column. We've written so much about the Media Leader, about the user experience needs to be good. Just because something is digital doesn't mean that you should expect a lower level of quality or user experience. We've seen it for years with digital publishing, with websites where they just bombard you with pop-ups and all the rest of it, trackers. Please, as connected TV grows, let's not have the same thing. But
I completely agree.
Yes. Paul Gubbins, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If you like this video, please subscribe. The Media Leader is the UK's leading source of analysis, opinion and data for people who work in advertising and media.